What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Let's go home, Ryan. And today we are reacting to Cynthia Erivo, Misty Copeland performing "No Good Deed" from the Wicked for Good soundtrack. Really excited to hear this. I haven't had the opportunity to actually watch the Peacock or the NBC Wicked performance that premiered late last week, but it's still in my plans to watch it, to check it out, and maybe even react to it and post that so that way y'all can see that and we can watch along together. But for now, let's just go ahead and hop into this. I'm super excited for Cynthia Erivo to be doing something with Misty Copeland, the first Black ballerina out here, claim to fame, doing the thing. She recently retired, but that does not tarnish or diminish her legacy. She is fantastic. So excited to see what they're going to do together. But without further ado, let's just go ahead and hop into the video.
No good deed goes unpunished.
Okay, so before we get into this, I'll just say, so we're getting in here an interpretive dance to the performance. It sounds like we got a cello in the background, and Cynthia's just singing over this song, and Misty's going to dance, and she's going to be beautiful. I don't think there was anything else we could expect out of this, considering it was Misty Copeland, but always excited to see Misty dance, so we'll hop right back into it.
No act of charity goes unresented. No good deed goes unpunished. That's my new creed. My road of good intentions led where such roads always lead. No good deed goes unpunished.
I feel like we're getting a really early sneak peek into Cynthia singing this on the soundtrack. I imagine it's going to sound a lot more produced, but I mean, her voice is amazing, and she knows her voice is amazing. She is a performer through and through. And very glad that we get to see Misty dance to this too. She is also a performer through and through, and it's just very graceful in the way that she dances and the way that she presents herself. I'll also say, I think this is interesting that we are getting this song. Like, I know that this is kind of the song that speaks for the second half, and kind of speaks to what the themes of the second half are. But I also think about just when people release art, and when they release art into the universe, it isn't within a vacuum. Certainly it's affected by the way that things are happening in the world, and popular events, and etc. And so I wonder whether or not this was purposeful on behalf of Universal to release like this particular song and have Misty dance to this particular song. I just thinking about it in the greater context of the world. What does it mean that we're getting no good deed goes unpunished in a world where there's so much turmoil happening, and where we're having the conversation about, like, what does it mean to fight for good in a world that doesn't want you to do good? Or what does it mean to fight for good in a world that punishes for doing good, right? That's so much of what Wicked is. And so much of what the world is right now, especially and I wonder if NBC Universal, if they thought about that when they released this particular video. I don't know, but I'm thinking about it now. You know what I mean? Let's hop back into the video. We'll talk more afterwards. Okay, so it's a cello and like a viola. This sounds like it's a deeper sound to it. So it sounds like a viola to me. I could be wrong about that.
One question haunts and hurts. Too much to mention. Was I really seeking good, or just seeking attention? Is that all good deeds are when looked at with an ice cold eye? If that's all good deeds are, maybe that's the reason why. No good deed goes unpunished. All helpful urges should be circumvented. No good deed goes unpunished. Sure, I meant well, look at what well meant did.
And I'm so grateful that like they're interacting too while this is happening, and that Misty is touching Cynthia and makes her a part of the piece and draws her into. So it's not just, Misty dancing to music. It's not a recital, right? She's not just showcasing. This is like an active performance between the both of them. They're drawing energy from one another. They're exchanging that energy through the touch and through the feel, through the swipes of the arms. This is just really beautiful. And you see like Cynthia's just really in the moment here too. It's just very engrossed, right? And it's just doing the thing. The energy is kind of radiating off of her in the same way that it's radiating off of Misty too. I also think about like, what does it mean when we're saying no good deed goes unpunished, and we're having these hands grip at us and pull at us. What does that mean, right? What is that? What are we saying there? And it feels like almost that we're I think about this instrumentation and the way that this is composed. It almost feels like Hades at the River Styx. Like I get real like Hercules Hades vibes. So it's almost like, damned souls of the River Styx pulling you down. No good deed goes unpunished. We're pulling you into the fray. You can't escape the turmoil that is happening, right? So we're pulling you down and under the surface, and that's kind of what's happening here, right, through this dance, as we get Misty pulling on Cynthia pulling on Misty, them kind of like gripping one another. Yeah, this is great. This is fantastic.
No good deed will I do again.
Mm. Yeah, this is beautiful. And then we end on the note, them back to back, holding hands, navigating this together, basically saying like, yeah, no good deed goes unpunished, but like the way through is together and not separate. And what a beautiful way to end that moment. Tell me what you think. How'd you feel about the performance? How'd you feel about seeing Misty dance again despite her retirement? I know it's a little bittersweet because we know that she probably will come back in a variety of scenarios, but not in the way that we have come to know her. How did you feel about Cynthia's performance? Are you excited to hear her on the Wicked for Good soundtrack? Let me know in the comments. We can have a discussion about it. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, it's been Go Home Ryan, y'all. Later, Gators.